Hey guys, Carla Nicole. Hope you guys are doing good today. I'm not going to be long because I only got about 15 minutes. So, I had a very interesting talk this morning that I think can kind of give you some clarity on um, when you feel like you are in love with someone, when it seems overwhelming, when it seems like um, you feel as though being in love is um, stressing you out, if you will. So, I want to talk about how um, one thing we have to pay attention to, especially when we decide or think that we are in love with someone, is it's very important to step outside of the thought that you are in love with someone and just think about that individual without placing them in your mind as being with you. So, what does that mean? It means dissect how you feel based upon understanding that if that person is not in the relationship dynamic you have in your mind and heart set for them to become in, if they are not in that dynamic, do you still feel like you're in love with them? See, a lot of times I think we take the love that we have for someone and then we want to place them in our life, be it permanently or be it in a dynamic where we're waking up and sleeping with them every night, or we are in a thinking of we'll be able to go on social media and prove how we're in love with each other, or whatever it is in your heart and mind that says that if and when I promote this person in my life to be my mate or my partner or whatever, once I take them to that next level, or upgrade them, I should say, to that next level, in my heart and mind, then what? Because, see, a lot of times we'll be like, oh, I'm in love, I'm in love. And it's like, are you in love with the person, or are you in love with the image in your mind that that person's going to fit in? Because not always when you love someone will they fit what you see. So now we are going back and forth in our heart like, well, I really love them. Well, I really want to be with them. But when you step away from that thought of what you see and you say, do I love them or do I love the image I want them to fit in? And then go from there. Because a lot of times we have a tendency to want something that we may not want to admit to ourselves, but we want something from the person we love. So, for instance, we'll say, I've been dating him a while, or I've been dating her a while, so now I want to what? Be her dude, or I want to be her, be his woman, and we'll sit back and we'll say, yeah, that's what I want, that's what I desire, that's what I feel. However, does the person match that? If not, are you still feeling in love with them? Because sometimes what we seem to want or desire, the other person may not feel the same or may not be on the same page. But does that then cause your in love feelings for them to fade? That is what we need to check in before we even profess to them how we feel, or even hold some type of expectation from them because of how we feel. Love is not, love is something we have to sit back and really truly get to know on our own. And the best way to know how we love is to first love self. So, when I have people reach out to me or inbox me or call me or whatever, and they ask me, I'm hurt. I want this person in my life. I want the in love feelings to be reciprocated. I have to then question, are you in love for something that you're wanting this person to do, or you wanting them to promote in your life? If that's the case, that is not really going to be realistic unless that person is on the same page with you in their heart and mind, and their desire has to be similar. Listen, even when you love somebody, they may not love you the same. Matter of fact, it's really impossible to love the same, because we have two different ways to which we love, right? So someone may feel for you, they may love you, they may care for you, they may even be in love with you. However, the way they display it or show it may be completely and totally different from what you yourself portray or do to them. So we have to sit back and say, hold on a minute. I know I love this person, but how do I know that this person feels the same? They may not. This is why I think we get so conflicted in relationships, because we're expecting that person to love the way we love them. But this is why I say, before you get involved in a relationship, it's vitally important that you love you first. Okay? So here's the kicker now. When you love someone, it is highly important that you have to step back and heed in your own heart and mind, is this person taking up a lot of headspace, a lot of my time, be it that I think more about them than myself? Am I thinking about them too much? Is my whole life revolving around someone else and not revolving around what I need to be doing? If that is the case, again, then there's an imbalance. And so a lot of times we're trying to get something from someone else that we need to be providing to ourselves. This is why relationships are topsy-turvy, on roller coasters, up and down. We're in and out. He's here, I'm there. We're not in sync, because a lot of times the self-loving piece, we are not paying attention to being as important as so it is as being important in love relationship. We can be in a relationship and love someone else, but if you skip loving yourself and trying to make something happen and work with someone else, it is not going to be as functional as it could be. Can it work? Yes, but will it be to its best? No, because even once you're in a relationship and you profess to each other, yes, this is what we want to do, we want to be together, you still cannot compromise self because you're in a relationship. You still have to focus on the love for yourself, period. That never stops. That shouldn't ever stop. So even when you are in a relationship and you are in love with someone and you care about them, that is a beautiful, amazing thing. I get it. But if you're not in love with you, if you're not paying attention to what you need, and you are putting all this pressure on someone else to fulfill you, you are going to have constant issues. The question that I got today that she asked me was like, man, I'm in love with this man, da, 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 da. And once I got done talking to her, I said, well, are you in love with him, or are you in love with the image that you're wanting from him? Because once we sat down and talked about it, there's some inconsistencies. There's some things there that you see that you don't want to admit can still be a bigger issue if you promote this man in your life. If you promote a man in your life that's insecure, you promote a man in your life that has all kinds of jealousy issues or can't handle or communicate well, whatever those issues are, if you promote that man in your life, be it as it may, no matter how much you say you love them, you promote them in your life and you have them be your boyfriend or your man or your partner or your mate, whatever, you are going to now have to deal with those little quirky things that are a little aggravating to you now. You're going to have to deal with that 100 or 100% of the time, 365 days of the year. And now the things that you kind of have a little issue with, you find out, oh my God, I'm really dealing with this now. So I had to pull her out of the thinking. Are you in love with him, or are you in love with the thought of him being your dude? We got to get back to loving of self. Yeah, I always get mistreated. I always this, I always that. Well, then that's because you are not loving yourself properly. Your love for self is out of balance. Your love of self is not in sync. So when you don't love you and you try to get with a person that doesn't love themselves and you try to match up and get it to making a relationship, guess what happens? It's out of balance. It's toxic normally, or it's just not healthy. And now it's not functional either. So now you're in this relationship and you're, oh, I was so in love, but what happened? No, you were in love with the thought. You weren't necessarily in love with them. That is key. You have to know the difference. Also, if a person is taking up a lot of your mental time, a lot of your heart and soul is based upon somebody else. I don't care if you're in love with them, married to them, living with them, just having a situationship, you're in a relationship, whatever. If they are taking up more of your mental space, more of your heart is desired about them, you're focusing more about what they're doing or not doing, you're focusing on what you and he or what you and she have together, it is taking up more of your time than you focusing on you. Guess what? Your relationship is out of balance. See, I wasn't going to talk about the sunken place, but you know, a lot of times we get to the sunken place when we're in a relationship, right? And we find out something we're not happy about. They've either talked to someone else or they had some type of affections for others or whatever the hey. And we get all into ourself and we get all sunken in like, oh my God, what am I going to do? That means you're way out of balance. You're not loving in sync. You're not loving yourself properly. Because you're going way far beyond spending more time and concern about what they are doing. And so when you do this, this is what causes dysfunctional relationships. Because now you're spending all this time focusing on what, oh my God, what is he doing? Rather than focus on what you're doing. Okay, I hope I help you today, man. This is real talk. Loving someone else, are you in love with them or are you in love with the thought of them being with you? If those are two different things, the person you love should be reciprocal. It should be a reciprocal thing. I should be in love. You should be in love. We should love being together. If that's not in sync, you're not in love with that person. You're in love with the hope that they're going to match what you want in your heart and soul or what you see and hear in your mind. And so it's important that you know the difference. And then when you notice, okay, I'm really invested in something that's really not where it should be, turn to yourself. Turn to your inner love. Turn to your self-love. Do some things for you. I have self-love acts 1 through 4 that I will add to this video that you can take a look at. If you're not loving self properly or you're out of balance with loving yourself, and you try to get into a relationship, honey, I am telling you now, you're going to be miserable because nobody can fill you up or love you up or even truly actually be fulfilling to you until you fulfill yourself. Trust. Make sure you share this video. It's real talk. I'm just keeping it a buck. I know people want to feel love and have love in their life, and all of that is fine. But if you're not making sure that you are loving you, no matter what person you get involved with, they are not going to match what you're needing because you don't know what you need. You have to start with self. It can't be skipped. It can't be hoped in. Oh, I hope that this man will take care of me, or you got to take care of you. It's just that simple. We have to stop thinking that everything is about somebody else and focus more on self. It's vital. I hope I help somebody today. All right? So just know, if you focus and pay attention to what it really is you really desire and you really do want, you have to take that time alone to get to know you. We spend a lot of time trying to get to know our kids and get to know our girlfriends and get to know our parents and don't spend no time at all trying to learn ourselves or learn what we need. Learn what we want in a relationship. But then we want a relationship. It's like you can't skip that. You can't say, I want to be in a loving relationship and not be mindful that you first have to love you. No matter what. It's important. It's vital. I mean, real talk. So when people come to me, I try to provide them with truths, with understanding, with also stepping out of themselves and taking a look in. If you already have small issues with the person you're interested in and so-called in love with, then step out of it and understand that person you wake up and sleep with every night is going to have that issue way more often if you're with them full time. So like I told her, at the end of the day, you're taking that on. The issues you're seeing right now, well, the communication ain't really there, insecurities. Okay, those you're bringing into your orbit, into your world. And guess what? Now you got to deal with it up close and personally. So be mindful before you want to start upgrading a brother or upgrading a sister and bringing her in and telling her she's yours and you guys want to do your thing. Listen, I am all about love and relationships, but you better be mindful. Am I in love with her, or am I in love with him, or am I in love with the image inside my heart and mind that I want to have with them? It's two different things. Differentiate the two. Pay attention. Pay attention. All right? It's your wisdom coach, Carla Nicole. If you guys need to talk to me, inbox me. I'm always here. I got plenty of courses. I got plenty of blogs that I help people restore relationships. But you can't restore a damn thing without restoring the relationship with yourself. All right? I'm out of here. It's Carla Nicole. I'm signing off. Best kept. Have a great day, guys.